So in this video we're going to talk about trig on the Cartesian plane. That involves receiving a diagram like this and answering questions like this. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and take our point wherever it is and connect it to the x-axis. So if you imagine where it would be, it would go straight down there. That's connected to our x-axis, and when you connect it to the x-axis, draw a right angle. Okay, I'm just gonna go through a few more just like that, just to practice connecting this dot to the x-axis. So this is x and this is y. So when you connect it to the x-axis, you're gonna go like that and draw 90 degree. So all we're doing is connecting it to x-axis. And what does this what happens here? If you draw one here, what's happening? We're getting right angle triangles. So connect this one as well. And each one of them connects to the x-axis every single time. So you connect it and draw a right angle. Okay, so that's always going to be the first step. The second step is identifying what's happening with these coordinates. So this is an x value and that's a y value. Whatever your x value is just going to go to the horizontal, and whatever your y value is just going to go to the vertical. We can then use those two values on your right angle triangle to find the third side. So in this case, we've got the two short sides and we want the hypotenuse, the longer side. So the hypotenuse can be found by taking the two short sides, squaring them and adding them up, and then finding the square root of that answer. And that's going to give us 10 for this example. Now that we have that, let's see where our angle is. Our angle is theta over here. This is our hypotenuse. So from theta, this is opposite us. So this has to be our adjacent. Alright. Now, using that, we know the following. We know that we have sine, cos, and we have tan, our three trig ratios. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan theta is opposite over adjacent. We also get cosec of theta, sec of theta, and cot of theta, which are basically the inverses of those. So it'll be h over o, hypotenuse over adjacent, and adjacent over opposite. Alright, so these are extremely important in order to learn for preparation, so we should know these. Alright, so let's just table this up. Okay, now let's see. Once we've completed our diagram, we use this idea to fill in these answers. The first one says 2 sine theta. So sine theta, we agreed, is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. In this case, our opposite is 6 and our hypotenuse is 10. So that means I'm going to have the 2 that was there. Sine theta is 6 over 10 plus, now cos theta is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, which in this case is 8 over 10. We can then simplify this equation just using our normal fraction knowledge. So 2 times 6 over 10 is 12 over 10 plus 8 over 10. Because the denominators are the same, we can add them as 20 over 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. And that's our final answer. For the second question, we have sec squared. When you see a square, the way you're seeing over here, it simply means our trig fraction that we get after we do our trig is gonna be squared. Now sec we see is hypotenuse over adjacent. So the hypotenuse here is 10 and the adjacent is 8. So it's gonna be 10 over 8. And 10 squared over 8 squared is gonna be 100 over 64. And that's gonna be our final answer there. So it's gonna be just that whole concept. Now with the next one, we've got our triangle already. Why don't you take a minute to pause the video and go ahead and just try to fill in the triangle with the sides and see how it goes. So our x value we agreed is this and our y value is this. So along the x we got a 1 and along the y we got negative root 3. Okay, so our y value there is going to be negative root 3. Now what do we do next? So we've got those two and we need to find the hypotenuse. Now when we're finding the hypotenuse, it's 1 squared plus negative root 3 squared, which is going to give me 2. So my hypotenuse is going to be 2. Now the hypotenuse, remember, will always be positive. Alright, just keep a note of that. The hypotenuse will always be positive. These values x and y can be negative or positive depending on their position. So because this is in the fourth quadrant, it's on the positive x-axis, so the x value is positive, and it's on the negative y-axis, so the y value is negative. Now let's try answering our question. So equals to, so again we've got the 2 here. Sine theta is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So with our angle is going to be at that point. So instead of there, it's going to fit into the triangle right over there. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So negative root 3, because this is what's opposite, hypotenuse and adjacent. So negative root 3 over 2 plus cos theta in this case is going to be adjacent, which is 1 over 2. Now when you multiply that, 2 on the left hand side, you're going to get negative root 3 plus a half, and you can simplify that further, but at that point it's alright. But if you choose to simplify it, you'd basically be doing LCD over here. So you'd multiply this by 2 by 2. So you'd get negative 2 root 3 plus 1 over 2. Okay, that would be your final answer. For the next one, we're given our x and y, but this time they're saying y is y and x is negative 4. That means the y value needs to be calculated. So that means they would have had to give us the hypotenuse. Alright, so to calculate one of the sides of a triangle given the hypotenuse, you take the square root of the hypotenuse squared minus the other side squared. So 25 minus 16, 9, square root of 9. So that's going to give us 3 over here. Now, is this a positive 3 or a negative 3? Well, it's going on our y-axis on the positive side, so it's going to be a positive 3. Right? So when we work out one of the sides, we're going to ask ourselves that question: is it a positive or negative value? Right. Now we're going to put our 2. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So our theta value that should be here is now going to be inside the triangle. We're going to consider it from here. That will become opposite, adjacent, and we have our hypotenuse. So here it's going to be 3 over 5 plus negative 4 over 5, which equals to 6 over 5 minus 4 over 5, which will equal to 2 over 5. Last question for this video. X value, y value. So the x value is negative 12 and the y value is missing. So apply Pythagoras. The hypotenuse squared minus the other side, which is negative 12 squared, and that's gonna give us 5. That's gonna give us 5. So this is going to be 5. Now, is this a positive or negative 5? So because it's on the negative y-axis, we're going down the y-axis. This is gonna be a negative 5. We need to make that decision based on our diagram. Now we've got that in place. Now we ask ourselves 2 sine theta plus cos theta. So this is equal to 2 sine theta. We move our angle into the triangle. So this is our opposite, this is our adjacent, and this is our hypotenuse. So negative 5 over 13 plus adjacent over hypotenuse is going to be negative 12 over 13. Simplifying that, you get negative 10 over 13 minus 12 over 13, which equals to negative 22 over 13. And we can leave that as our final answer.